Jayden Daniels, the presumptive number 2 pick in the draft on the heels of a Heisman Trophy winning season. Daniels led the nation in total offense, 412 yards per game. He could become the 4th LSU quarterback in the common draft era, selected with a top 2 pick. And Jayden Daniels joins us now live here on Get Up. All right, Jayden, you got to answer this question for me. Did you get any sleep last night?
Man, barely. I tried to. I was up. I couldn't sleep that much. Woke up early, but I'm here now. It's draft day.
All right, so give us some insight on what is your day, the agenda like now that it is draft day for you?
Man, I think I got to knock out a couple interviews and stuff like that, but overall, it should be a very chill day. Couple hours to get ready, start getting dressed, and, we're on the red carpet and we're at the draft.
Now, listen, just about every mock draft has you going number 2 to Washington. Have you gotten any assurances from the Commanders that they are going to take you with that number 2 pick?
Nah, I ain't got any assurance. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know when I'm going to hear my name called by who, so we shall see.
Now, last week it was interesting. The Commanders brought you in for a visit, but they also brought in J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, Michael Penix, all at the same time. I know your agent went on Twitter. He certainly had an issue with it. Did you have an issue with it?
Man, I control what I can control. At the end of the day, I know those guys. We're all very cool, and it was a fun visit. So it wasn't anything to it. I mean, they decided to invite all of us up there. We're just all blessed to be up there at the same time to share that experience.
Now, the Raiders, there's stories that they're reportedly trying to move up to number 2 and get you because of your relationship with Antonio Pierce, who, by the way, was an assistant when you were there at Arizona State. Would you like to play with Antonio Pierce and the Raiders?
If I had the opportunity, I'd love to play with AP, but, I can't control that. I'm going to control where I go, and whatever organization drafts me is going to get the best out of me.
You talked about if you can control that. If you had your choice, and you were a GM, and you could pick the team who would draft you at number 2, who would that team be?
Man, whatever team believes in me. At this point, it is what it is. Whatever team believes in me, is going to see me for the future.
I also found out that you all worked out with C.J. Stroud. We know what kind of rookie year he had for the Texans and Bryce Young in the past. What did that do, and what did you learn from them during those workouts?
Man, I've been knowing Bryce and CJ for, years since we were kids. So really just be able to go out there and just compete against them. We're all competing. We're all competitors. Even though it's a harmless throwing session, we all trying to get better, but we still competing. So I'll just say, man, it just pushed us to be great. Pushed us harder to go out there and get the best out the workout.
The really interesting thing about this is there's not only some top quarterbacks in here, but there's top wide receivers as well. And you played with a couple of good ones in BT and Malik Neighbors. Everyone believes Marvin Harrison is the best receiver in this draft. In your opinion, who is the best receiver?
Man, my best receivers, the top 2 is the one from LSU. Both of them, however you want to put them. You want to put Malik first, Brian second. You want to put Brian first, Malik second is your preference, man. They both special. I had the best 2 receivers in the draft for sure.
Now, our Dan Orlovsky and Louis Riddick love your game. They believe you are the best quarterback in this draft. Do you view yourself as QB number 1 in this class?
Man, just to receive the high praise for them, it's a blessing. But I'll say any competitor says they're the best until, that's just who I am as a competitor. Even though there's great players in there, I'm always going to bet on myself.
The one thing I love about the draft is the fashion. I know you got to come suited and booted. You got to give us some preview. What are you rocking tonight at the draft?
Man, all I give you, I'm wearing a similar color to the suit you got on today.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do we have jewelry going with it as well? Because you got to accent the
Yeah, I got some jewelry going. I'm gonna look real trim. I'm gonna come step it.
Back here with Graz here. Give me basically foregone conclusion that Jayden Daniels is going to be with the Commanders?
Look, it's the draft, right? Like, we sat here on the morning of the draft last year, like, I don't know, it doesn't sound like the Texans really like Stroud that much. I mean, we don't know any. But I think we're pretty sure we know who's going first.
Yes.
And it sounds like all signs are pointing toward Jayden going second. I think at this point it would be a surprise if he didn't. I cannot use a term like foregone conclusion. Been wrong too many times about the draft.
Yeah. RC, listen, you know LSU very well. You've been following Jayden's career very closely. What type of situation is he walking into if Washington takes him at number 2?
I think he's walking into a good situation. I believe that the Washington Commanders' skill players are sort of underrated when you think of the Terry McLaurins, the Brian Robinsons, and all of the pieces they have there when you add guys like Jahan Dotson. And now you're going to have Cliff Kingsbury with an opportunity to just work with quarterbacks, right? Just have an opportunity to say, okay, Jayden Daniels and the offense, this is how we want to operate. This is how we want to move forward. He's not going to have to delegate and lead. And I think that's Cliff Kingsbury's sweet spot. Also, defensively, they've made a ton of changes to be a more run and hit and turnover sort of oriented defense, which is going to fit Jayden by giving him more possessions. I'm excited to see this young man play. I got an opportunity to meet him at 18 in 2019 when my son signed to ASU. He was humble then. He was a skinny, frail kid that you saw when he played against Justin Herbert in Oregon that year, and they beat him with a big pass to Brandon Ayuk, that he had the goods. So it was great to see him take on the challenge of moving across country, learning a new culture, learning a new system, ingratiating himself into a new locker room, and becoming the Heisman Trophy winner. That's the sort of player, and that's the sort of adjustments he's going to need to make in order to be great in Washington, and I believe he has the goods to do that.
I just think like, how long has he been in college? He was throwing touchdown passes to Brandon Ayuk and playing against Justin Herbert. It feels like those guys have been in the league forever. Anyway, just a different time.
Mike, how have you seen Jayden Daniels improve as a quarterback? Obviously a Heisman Trophy winner, so he's made leaps and bounds when you look at what he did at Arizona State compared to when he went to LSU.
That's exactly right, Brian. For months and months and months, teams are sitting, watching film, and there's a great expression that applies here, which is the tape sets the floor and the character sets the ceiling. His completion percentage went from 60% to 72%. That is an unbelievable improvement in terms of completion percentage, and the only way that happens is you need tremendous football character. So I know that he must be an incredible hard worker, he must be coachable, and that shows incredible improvement. That's one of the many things to like about him, and I'm sure if it's the Commanders or somebody else tonight, they're getting a great player, but they're getting somebody with a great work ethic as well.
That's why many consider he's going to be the number 2 pick in this draft. All right.